Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Niagara Fats, and I am back with Buying the Farm Challenge on Sharon Center, Ohio, here in Farming Simulator 25. You can see up in the top right-hand corner, we have accepted a couple of contracts. We're going to have a harvesting contract on field 10, and we're going to have a harvesting contract on field 3. You can see we don't have a header on the front. We'll run up to the shop where they're still holding our corn header for us. And we are going to get that corn header, and we are going to get to work. It's 7:15 in the morning, October. And I'm pretty sure you can't get out harvest at 7:15 in the morning, but what do I know? I'm just going to get going because the game's going to allow it. No moisture. Field 10 is going to be just up from the shop. Go out to the map. Yeah, it's going to be just out there from the shop. But we are going to have to get the header, like I said, the corn header, and we will do that. We did a little bit off camera, put in the equipment. All right, sorry about that. I got interrupted by my phone, but we are back. So can't see it in the mist, but that's the cornfield we are going to harvest. The other contract is a harvesting of soybeans. It's a pretty good sized field. 20 acres, 30 acres, I don't know. We'll look it up here, and I can't remember exactly what it is. We get the old gleaner down here to the shop, pick up the corn harvester, or the corn header, and we'll get started on this. We'll have to bring the tractor over. Hopefully have a pretty good yield on this. Make some cash. Try to get us out of debt. Let's take a look at those two contracts real quick. So one's 22.5, the other one's 65. Quick math in my head says that that's about 87, 88 grand. So that's going to be a pretty good day. That I got to set it 3 times. That soybean contract is, that soybean contract is 40 acres, and this corn is 13, just about 14 acres. So really good amount. Header pushed up here. Go down here to the corner and we'll get started. Before we start, while I'm getting this unfolded, we'll go into our equipment list. Used equipment. Let's get the header unfolded, combine unfolded. And I made a mistake. So as you can see, it's a ton of new equipment. For some reason, I thought I'd have plenty of time on that planter that we were talking about last episode to try and get. I swear I thought that was there, but for some reason that planter is not there. So it fell off the list. It's no longer there. And it's just not there. So I missed it. My mistake. There's nothing else that I really see that is interesting to me that would be good. I mean, the mower would be good, and I think there's another mower down here that we could put with it. But the problem with that is that I haven't seen a grass cutting contract on this map, so I don't think there's going to be any. So we don't have to worry about it. That Magnum is nice, but we don't even have close to the money for that. A baler, but I don't think there's any baling contracts. They got 2 forage harvesters or forage wagons. That's a big one there. But yeah, so that's it for equipment. I missed out on it. So we are just going to get to this harvesting, and we will have to see what comes up. I was hoping maybe a fertilizer would show up on here, but I didn't see a fertilizer spreader anywhere on the used sales equipment. So we double check it. Nope, I don't see any fertilizing equipment. So we are just gonna go ahead and get started on this. Let's get the lower the header. Oh, I'm blocking traffic. Let's go this way so we can get the pipe out. And we will, let's see here, let's get our, go to 12 miles per hour. Little unrealistic fast farming. And we'll bump it down to 10. I think 10's good. So, like Zorch says on his videos all the time, hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing well. A couple days off here from work. It's very nice. Unfortunately, I had to have a heater or a furnace installed yesterday. It's good that we got a new furnace. Good that we were able to get one. Got it actually put in about a month ago. They had to come back and finish up. But since the age of the house and the age of the air conditioner, we went ahead and did the air conditioner as well, and that hurts the pocketbook. But that's what happens with home ownership. Yeah, it's filling up pretty fast, 10 miles an hour. We're already up to 40%. We haven't even gone down a pass. This is a long, narrow field. So we'll do our couple headlands, and then we'll do our back and forths. And we'll have to probably bring the tractor over with the the wagon on it, and semi-trailer. We'll have to figure out where we got to go dump this at. Probably just up around the corner, I'm guessing. Get this contract knocked out and head over to the soybean contract. That's going to take a little while. That'll be a nice time lapse. Probably hold off on the time lapse on this until we dump our first load. That's a nice little property that I made there. It's not even going to get used. Nice house. Little path back to the edge of the map. Overlooking the fields there, and a ravine it looks like. Looks like we're gonna make it probably about all the way to the end of this row, maybe, before we're gonna have to dump. %, 6,000 liters. Filling up the combine nice. Now we can turn our flashers off. I don't think this one has any beacons on it. Nope, no beacons. Into the cinematic mode. So, oh, there it is. And I knew this was going to stop, get our pipe out. All right, let's switch over to our Case IH 7250 Pro. Let's get the doors open here. Oh, we have to connect the trailer. Got that connected. Got our auger wagon here. And we are going to head over and dump our first load. Get some beacons and some flashers going here. Try to keep some of the traffic off of us, even though these are super aggressive drivers in this game. There's another gas station right there. Buc-ee's, nice. So I'll have to keep that in mind. Remember that that's there. I know there's that one that we checked out the other day. Oh, I did get the tractor repaired. As a matter of fact, while I was off camera, I was driving over to the main shop. That's the only place I know where you can get it fixed at on this map. I believe that's it. And down along this road, the tractor stalled out again because I had that advanced maintenance mod on, which really I don't know. I haven't looked into it a whole lot. I don't know that it does anything but turn the tractor off, turn your equipment off if it's not working. I'm sure there's other things that it does, but I don't really know what else it does. Let's get this cover off. Which way is the cover? And put the... Oh, there's our field. Drive around here. What is our cover? I always forget which keyboard and mouse or controller that option is. Open cover N. There we go. I know it's on the controller as well, but I kind of do a combination of controller and keyboard. Mostly controller. Most of them I have memorized. Again, I have a steering wheel, but I tend to default to the controller. It's just easier. I like the subtle movement that the steering wheel does. When you turn, you don't have this back and forth with your controller, but then you can't control. So with the controller, you can use your right thumb and go around and see things like I'm doing there. Whereas you don't have quite that with the steering wheel. You have to get a hold of the mouse, and I'm not as familiar with using the mouse doing that, so I tend to be a controller guy. Again, I have the steering wheel right in front of me. I have functions set up on it, so I don't have to reach up to the keyboard. I'm away from the desk a little bit because I have for all practical purposes, a racing setup with the steering wheel and pedals, with a seat. Oh, that quit doing. Let's see here. Why did that quit doing that? Let me go to the combine here. Oh, it's empty. Oh wow, that emptied fast. All right, let's get back to it. Try to turn the lines off. I don't know whether that helps your view or doesn't help your view, but then I don't know whether I'm on the line or off the line as far as the GPS goes. I noticed that in my when I was editing the last video, episode 2, that I went offline a few times in that cultivating contract. Unfortunately, yeah, that was the only thing we did in that last episode was the cultivating contract. I still made a 40-some minute video, but got a little ahead of myself there on speed. Yeah, it was still because we checked the farm out. We checked out that gas station, tried to figure out if we were going to be able to get the tractor repaired at that gas station. Didn't look like you could. All right, starting the second headland here. We'll probably finish up this headland, at least to the point where we empty the corn, or empty the combine harvester, and we'll probably jump into a time lapse, finish this up. Maybe a jump cut to get it emptied. The semi-trailer. And we'll get all over to that soybean harvest. That's for sure going to be a time lapse. I really do like all this equipment that I have. The Gleaner by Alice Chalmers, my favorite kind of tractor company. Obviously out of business a long time ago in the 80s, but I just really like them. I had a bunch of the little farm machinery, ERTL, ERTL, metal equipment, toys when I was a kid. Still have them. I have the Gleaner Combine still in the box. If anybody's old enough to remember, but you used to be able to grab the steering wheel on some of those little tractors and it actually worked. What a great set of toys to have as a kid. A lot of it I used quite a bit, so it's chipped paint and probably dirty, but still all intact. Just really cool stuff. But yeah, I had a lot of different brands, but Alice Chalmers was definitely my favorite. That orange color just doesn't seem like a lot of people have made. You know, they got to go back to all these old equipment mods, but it just doesn't seem like. I don't even think it's on the mod hub. There's not even Alice Chalmers available. I had to download these from off sites, other sites, not mod hub. A couple of them are just not really, they weren't really good. This seems to be a good mod. This Gleaner seems to be a really good mod, but some of the other equipment that I had loaded was not good. It was okay, but like one of the mods, the front wheels don't appear to rotate. One of them, they show up in the menu as being orange. When you buy it, it's kind of like a base non-color. So anyway, I just really do like the Alice Chalmers. Again, it's not available, but so be it. I like this case. I like the way it sounds. It's really cool. I'm sure environmentalists don't like this type of tractor because of the diesel output, but I think it's pretty cool. So, oh, that's pretty convenient. It's 1/4% full, or 25% full, quarter full. Oh, whoa, brakes. Notice the brakes aren't the best on this. So, should put it at 50%. So it's going to be 4 dumps into this before it's full. That's kind of cool. It worked out pretty good. Let's see if it goes to 50% right here. Didn't notice that the other day, but also I was flopping between harvesters. But I do really like this harvester. I think this harvester is going to be perfect for us going forward. Look at that, 50%, 14,500. How convenient is that? All right, we're going to leave this here. All right, we're going to run into a time lapse, and we will see you at the end of the time lapse. We'll probably run the time lapse all the way through dumping the grain, dumping this corn wherever it's got to go, and we'll see you after the time lapse. All right, welcome back in. You get yourself a time lapse and a jump cut. We're gonna go back to a time lapse whilst we unload this trailer. This auger wagon into our trailer. And then we go deliver and we get our equipment over to field 3 for our soybean harvest. I think I was going to say harvest soybean, but soybean harvest. So we're at 20,000, just under 21,000 liters here. And we're at 94% complete on our contract. So we're getting a little extra money. I think this is a $22,000 contract. It's going to put us up to probably around 25 grand maybe total. I don't know. Whatever we get, be nice. Anything over 25 grand is just gravy. We'll have to get into this truck and undo the cover. And we can start loading. I guess we'll just load from the back here. That's a pretty neat trailer. I don't know how realistic it is. I've never seen a trailer like this, so maybe it's something out west. For root crops, potatoes, sugar beets. I don't really know. I know not too far from us we had a sugar plant and we have sugar beets, but I've never really seen it harvested. A lot of vegetables in the old Fort Seneca area, Fremont area, for the Heinz. And up by Toledo, there's some other places, which I'm sure they're around different places, but not familiar with this type of equipment. But anyway, let's get into a time lapse again for the delivery and moving of equipment, and we'll jump right into the soybean harvest. And we'll make that a time lapse as well, and we'll probably do a jump cut halfway through, maybe third of the way through. Haven't decided yet, but you'll see when you get there. We will get to the end of the soybean and corn contracts. We will collect our money and we'll see where we're at. We'll go to the net worth and check it all out and talk to you on the flip side. All right, welcome back in from that time lapse. From here, we're going to go into a jump cut until we get to the other end of the field. We'll continue with the time lapse, and then we will collect our contracts and give a final few thoughts on this episode 3. This looks like it's going to be a pretty successful day. Can't wait to see what that money gets up to. Check out what our net worth is and contemplate dumping out a little bit of debt, and then we will also take a look at the used sales equipment. Hopefully, I'll remember to do that before we leave, and see if there's anything fertilizer or seeder or planter, so that we can maybe possibly have something to do in the spring for some more contracts for fertilizing and seeding and planting. All right, we will see you on the other side of the jump cut. All right, we are back from a super long jump cut, and we are about 7/8. We got about 1/8 of the field left. We'll finish it out with a time lapse. We just dumped our second full load into the auger cart, the auger wagon. We have 2 of the 6 convey-all trailer over there. We have 2 of the 6 filled. That's the grain mill that we are going to. And so once we fill up that trailer, we will go dump it in the time lapse. And if you don't like non-realism, you might not want to watch, because it is interesting to get that in. That grain mill over there has a huge ramp on it, and you got to back in with that big auger pipe out and get it just right. Had to use a little super strength the last time. Hopefully I can get it just backed in there. But anyway, we're going to run that time lapse. You're going to see that, and finish this field up, and then we will again go and meet up over at our shop, our yard, our house, our property, and collect our contract money, and then see what we're going to do. Whether we're going to pay off some line of credit. We'll definitely pay off some line of credit, help lower our payment, boost our net worth, and save some for any possible fertilizing and or seeder / planter equipment that pops up. So without any further gabbing by me, we're going to jump into that time lapse.
his eye. Reindeer zooming through the frosty sky. Gifts are piling up so high. Oh, spin the wheel, it's Christmas cheer. Jingle jackpot drawing near. Buy a gift and make it bright. You're lucky, star shines tonight. Woo! Candy canes and tinsel glow. Christmas trees in a sparkling row. The magic's here, we all know. Snowflakes falling in a dance. This is your one big chance. Dreams come true. Just take a stance. Hey! Spin the wheel, it's Christmas cheer.
All right, we just finished up the contract. $6,619 and $484 extra on the soybeans. So about what, $6,700? $6,800? I don't know, I have to do the math. All right, let's head back over to the yard, which is literally right here. You can see we put the equipment away. We'll drive the truck through, and then we will go over and grab the case. And off screen, I'm going to have to take care of that header. I'm not sure what that noise is, but sounds like there's a glitch in the conveyor. Sounds like it's still trying to get rid of its product, but there's nothing in it. All right, let's go get the case, park that outside, and we'll collect our contracts, and we'll call it a day. With jump cuts, time lapses. Not sure how long this video is going to be. Right now it's an hour and 52 minutes of recording. We will see how many jump cuts I put in it, how much editing. We will utilize this grass patch over here, going behind the warehouse and whatever this is over here. And we will sneak into the barn, go inside, do a little math. Tight quarters in here. All right, let's shut that off. And we gotta jump over the tire, squeeze through. Let's close this door. Close that door. Did you see that? That was my controller did its little thing again. Yeah, hopefully that sound stops. That's definitely sounds like it's trying to still unload. And that, I believe, is, I'm positive that's going to be a mod hub. I wouldn't have gone out on the internet and found that one. So, all right, we are closing our doors. We are going to run inside. Get pumpkins out. Had the pumpkins out since September. That's pretty cool. I don't know if that's a map thing. I guess that must be a map thing. I don't think I had that loaded. I don't know, maybe it's a mod I have. I have like 700 and some mods, so it could be a mod I haven't loaded in. I haven't really checked out these garages. And of course I can't open them. They open? Thought I opened them once. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, sometimes my controller doesn't want to work. Alright, let's go in the house. Let's go to the contracts. And we will collect those contracts. So 22,543 and 65,604. I'll put a total up, including the extra soybeans and the extra corn that were sold. I'll give you a total of what we made today. Okay, so there we got both of those collected. Let's go back out. All right, we're at $211,095. I did fuel the combine in the midst of all of that, what was going on there. Let's go into the my mouse or my controller. Something. All right, let's get on the exclusive preview. Riverbend. Oh yeah, they're farming simulator. What is that there? Some map maybe. I'm not sure. All right, and so let's go into the line of credit mod. And the line of credit mod is right here. And we are going to make a payment. Let's go back and see. Oh, look at that. We have available credit of $4,726, which we made. Let's see what we're if we're in the positive. We are. Our net worth is $38,397. We are in the positive. So we are going to go and we are going to see what our cash is. We're 211,095. Why don't we do I want to do 50,000 or 75,000? We're going to either do 50,000 or 75,000. Why don't we do 50,000? That's a good chunk of money to pay down on that loan, on that line of credit loan. And then that should give us quite a bit of money to have left over in case we want to buy any other equipment, a fertilizer spreader or a seeder or a planter or any combination of the three. So let's go ahead back in there and let's pay. Let's do 50,000 we said. So we go and make a payment. Let's type in 50,000. That would make our new balance 345,273. Make the payment. Jumped our credit availability to $52,000. Our net worth, oh, it jumped back to, okay, so it's still showing our loan is 395 and our cash flow is 161. So it doesn't catch that up. It might catch that up on the next month, hopefully. Yeah, because it's not showing that our loan valuation is any lower. Let's see, what would be our max loan that we can take out? So they're saying that we have $303,804 that we can take out. And we could do that up to 20 years. The interest is down to 3.4%. But we are obviously not going to take a loan. I just wanted to see where we're at on that. So again, we have to be up to, I'm guesstimating we should probably be at the $2.5 million mark between our cash and how much we have to take out. So we'll have to calculate that out, how much loan we want to take out. It's going to be, our repayment is we're going to have to buy cows. We probably have to get a little bit more equipment. Make sure we were able to feed the cows. You got to plant grass, things like that. So hopefully we can accumulate a few of those things prior to getting to that point. But yeah, we so 3.4%. What is the line of credit interest? The line of credit interest 6.55%. So hopefully our current balance 347. Yeah, says we have 118 months. I thought it was supposed to lower the payment. I guess I should have looked before we paid that to see what we're at there. It says monthly payment satisfied. Payment will be deducted immediately. Freeze up credit for future use. Pay full balance 349, 327. So it seems to be working. Hopefully the net worth tracker catches up after we sleep into the next month of, I believe we're going into November, correct? Yeah, we'll be going into November. So we will be in November. We are going to look at any equipment that's used. Check this out. If you look at that combine, 32% off. I saw this seeder had popped up. It's 350 horsepower seeder, so that's a no-go. We don't need a ripper. This is an interesting piece, a subsoiler, 3 meters. A couple of cool looking modded tractors, a Super Duty truck, but we don't need that right now. Another cultivator. Actually, a disc harrow. It's a disc harrow, I guess. That's a ginormous windrower, 15 meters. Holy cow. Some headers. This was an interesting piece here. I believe these two go together and they just happen to be there. It's 2,000 liters. Holds a lot of stuff, but oh, it's just a liquid tank. Okay, so it is not a fertilizer spreader. Glad I looked at that. So it just holds things. So that's not anything. It's 8RT, 58% off. That's a good deal, but can't afford that. This is let's see, is this just a slurry tanker? Yeah, it's a slurry tanker. And then I think these things have been here a while. Look at this monster up here. Up to 530 horsepower. I like those class. I think it's called class. Kloss. Definitely European, German possibly. Oh, there's an Alice Chalmers loader, front loader. And then I know there was another Alice Chalmers piece on here, but it might have already tipped off. I think it was a disc. All right. We are moving right along. I really like the progress we made today. 2 big contracts. Did a little fast farming to get it done, but we definitely made some progress. We have $161,000 in cash, paid $50,000 off on our line of credit loan, probably bumped our net worth. We're worth $303,000 to the bank with our assets. So I am going to head in here to the kitchen, make myself, oh, look at that, Rusty Money. Donuts, your favorite. All right. So, yeah, I probably should stick to the fruit here. Yeah. I'm going to make myself something to eat, head to bed, and I will see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for joining me here. Like the video, comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. Right now, I am at very, very little. I have my children supporting me. They think it's cool that their old man is making some videos, playing Farming Simulator. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I'd like to get a few visitors on here, some comments, tell me what they think, how my videos are, how my editing's going, all that kind of stuff. I'm probably going to try to post some of these to a couple of people's Discords, see if I can get some feedback on what's going on. My kids are extremely critical of me, but I'd like to see some other people, what they have to say. But yeah, I'm going to make some dinner, go to bed. Again, thank you very much for joining me on episode 3. Looking forward to seeing you on episode 4. We'll see you on the next one.